Good morning. We're on the way from the little harbor of Kuringvagen that we were yesterday, and Kuringvagen, and we're probably going to Rørvik today. So it's about 65 nautical miles. We started quite late because Catherine had to do her workout class, so I expect us to be there maybe at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the evening or so. The weather is nice. It's very gusty. We have winds depending on where we are, in a fjord or before a cliff, between like 10 and 24 knots. We've seen everything, so we take it conservatively, have the Genoa out, and we're enjoying a good day sailing so far. Ulla and Lars from the good ship Mira have the stronger nerves with the fiddly wind than us. We have turned on the engine a while ago and are playing an unfair catch-up. Nearly there. We are approaching Rørvik, which is the destination of this day. It's been a long day. It's 9 hours that we had. We had a mixed bag, some wind, some good wind. Actually, it was gusting up to 26 knots through the fjords at times and out of the fjords. And then in the afternoon, the wind stopped and it was motoring. So again, we've probably been motoring for the longer part of this trip today. But we made it to Rørvik. 64 degrees north, and it's beautiful up here, still under this massive high pressure system that gives us just sunshine, warmth, temperatures above 20 degrees, and just lovely. It's 6:30 in the evening, and it's still nice and warm out here. Rørvik has two small floating pontoons for guests, and there is a supermarket nearby. We needed a day to restock, and because the small guest harbour also has a decent washing machine, we decided to give it a try. After a busy day, we are ready to slip the lines again.
Morning! It's a very beautiful day again. Yesterday was a bit cloudy and rainy, but today sun is out as usual, actually, as we think Norway would be.
Good morning. It's 8 o'clock. We left Rørvik at 7:45, and we have a journey of about 42 nautical miles ahead of us to a place called Moiholmen, I think. It's near a spectacular mountain, and we hope to be able at the end of the day to have a visit there. The weather is beautiful. It's going to be warm again today after yesterday it was not so nice and the visibility was quite low, and the wind is expected between like 11 to 15, 17 knots, and then gusting up to 25. So we'll see. We pulled up the main with a reef in, and we're just motoring out against the tide out of the Sund here in Rørvik, and getting on the way. 3 times a week, Catherine gives an online workout class to a couple of friends. What had started during COVID lockdown as a means to socializing and keeping fit when all gyms were closed has developed in a non-negotiable fixing in our weekly schedule. I did join her classes at the beginning, but soon I lost track and now it's definitely too hard to rejoin. But hey, somebody has to do the sailing, don't I? How's it going, Catherine?
Good. Good. I enjoy the sun.
We are approaching our destination. It's 4.3 miles to go, so with the current speed we're doing 8 knots over ground. It's about half an hour. We should be there. It was a lovely day and lovely sailing, but the first 2 hours we had to motor. There was the wind in the fjords, there was the wind against us, but now as soon as we came a bit on the open, the wind was all fine, came from a beam reach, and was wonderful sailing between 10 and gusting 24 knots or so, but not very often. Quite gusty, quite bumpy at times, but not a lot of waves, and just nice plain sailing. Torghatten is a spectacular mountain with a natural tunnel which is 160 meters long, 20 meters wide and 35 meters high. It is one of the must-see sites along this part of Norway's coast, and so it's no wonder that we stopped Polaris in this small natural harbour for the night to explore this natural wonder. Geologists, and mind you, I am one of them too, they tell us that this natural tunnel, which you can walk through, was formed through erosion by ice and water during the Scandinavian Ice Age. Well, of course you can believe this rather dry and scientific explanation, but since we are deep in the land of trolls, there's an alternative story of what has happened here. In times of old, the Troll King of Sulis had 7 daughters. And as it happens sometimes with young girls, parenting these 7 sisters irritated him so much that he decided to employ the beautiful nanny Lekkamoja to look after them. You're now in the troll's cooking pot. One day, or actually one night, Lekkamoja and the 7 sisters were bathing in the sea when the troll Hestmannen spotted them and laid his eye on the beautiful maid Lekkamoja. In his desire to getting Lekkamoja, he mounted his horse and charged towards them across the sea. Lekkamoja saw the troll approaching and told the 7 sisters to flee. But it didn't take the 7 sisters long to notice that Hestmannen was an attractive young man and the only son of another troll king. Most cheekily, one after the other stopped running to let Hestmannen catching up. But Hestmannen's heart was set on Lekkamoja and he galloped past them without stopping. At this point, the sun started to rise. And according to legend, every troll turns into rock when they are hit by a ray of the sun. Hestmannen realized that his chase after Lekka Moja was futile. He was not going to catch her before the sun rays would hit the ground. In his rage, he fired an arrow at Lekka Moja. Naturally, the Seven Sisters and their beautiful nanny fleeing before a galloping horse along the Norwegian coast did not go unnoticed. And so it happened that the Troll King of Sumna, who had witnessed the scene, took his hat and threw it into the arrow's path. The arrow pierced the hat, and at that moment the sun rose, turning the Seven Sisters, Lekka Moja, Hestmannen, and the hat into stone. I leave it to you which story you want to believe. Guess which one I like more? Good morning, it's 8:15 in the morning. We're leaving the nice little place called Torget Marina near Torghatten. It's a natural harbor, beautiful. We spent a calm night here and we're just tuckering out that slow because it's quite shallow here. It's about 7 meters and not well charted, so I'm trying to get out on the same route as I came in, on the same track, so that's the safe one. We didn't ground yesterday, so we shouldn't this morning. And then today it's 47 nautical miles to a place called Brunei. We're approaching the bridge, which has a clearance of 30 meters, so maybe with the tide maybe 31, but we have to hit it in the middle, otherwise I think if you're going too far out of the side it will come down quite a bit, the clearance. We're 22 meters.
22.
So I just want to get at it right in the middle. We just checked out an anchorage, a beautiful anchorage here, and we know there's another boat coming in, Free Spirit. They have their own YouTube channel we've been following and we've been in contact, and they suggested that we meet up here. But looking into that, as beautiful as it is, I think there's not enough space. I wouldn't feel comfortable with our boat and another boat in here. It's still a bit deep, so it's about 15 meters where I would feel comfortable from a space point of view, but that will leave us with such a long swinging circle, a big swinging circle, that there won't be space for another boat in there. So we skip that one and we'll message them and see what the plans are. Free Spirit coming, and we try to make contact. Hey, hello! Enjoy Northern Norway! Oh, we will do. Well, impress him with these sails. Enjoy! And here they are, the majestic Seven Sisters from the legend of Torghatten that I just shared with you. As a matter of fact, they are so impressive that Catherine instantly got hooked. She will not leave the land of the trolls without having conquered at least one of the sisters. Oops, we shouldn't get distracted too much by nature. There is some serious ferry traffic going on here. It is Saturday, 1st of June, early in the morning, about 7:15, and we are more or less ready to leave. Today it's 51 nautical miles to a place called Clucker Garden on the island of Rødøy, and there's not a lot of wind. Today it's probably going to be motoring for 8 hours, but we want to be there so we can make it to Bodø tomorrow, and on Monday there should be more wind and rain come, so we like to be in a haven and be ready to do some maintenance work on the engine and on our portholes and so on. And what a day this will be! We will reach a major milestone on our trip today, which we never dreamed we'd achieve a couple of years ago. We will cross the Arctic Circle on our own keel. Now, before the critics will kill us in the comment section, I learned at school that the Arctic Circle is precisely at 66.5 degrees north. Nevertheless, there is actually quite some confusion about where the Arctic Circle exactly is. As you dive deeper in the unfathomable wisdom of the World Wide Web, you will find that the exact location of the Arctic Circle is actually not such a clear-cut case. Sources vary between 66 degrees 30 minutes and 66 degrees 34 minutes north. The reason for this is that the Earth's axis is not fixed, it actually tumbles. Its declination varies, and with this, so does the position of the Arctic Circle. Nevertheless, the difference between 30 minutes and 34 minutes is a mere 4 nautical miles, and wherever in between you draw the line, we crossed it on that very day. So, in Royal Navy terms, this would mean that from today onwards we can call ourselves Blue Noses, which is the Navy's official label for a sailor who has crossed the Arctic Circle. Although a proper celebration of this, British style, would encompass painting our noses and Polaris' bull ring in blue. But because we are the Swiss Navy, we skip this part of the ceremony, and we rather stick to the mere mortal's version of it, which consists in calling the gods and sharing a good old
Why
dram
are we
with them.
stopping?
Because we have reached the polar circle. Look at that. Look, we're here. Congratulations, Catherine. 66 degrees 30 minutes north. That's the Arctic Circle.
And how do we celebrate?
In a special way. So, because Catherine still chooses not to drink, I take all the strain of this ceremony on me.
Oh, the smell is amazing.
So, as is good custom for seafarers, there is a dram going to King Neptune to bring us fair winds and following seas. To King Neptune. And as we have now definitely reached the realm of the Norse gods, this quantum is for Njord, the Old Norse god of the wind and the seas and its riches. May you both unite and send fair weather and following seas to Polaris Helvetica and their crew. Cheers. Polar whiskey.
Okay, this was your way to celebrate. My way is I can't wait to go into the water for my first swim above the Arctic Circle. We don't know how cold or how warm the water is, but anyway, it doesn't matter.
Probably cold.
Yes.
How cold is it?
It's okay.
This is at 66 degrees and 30 minutes north.
Oh, it's nice. Actually, it's really nice. Wow.
The Arctic Circle. And that's how it looks here. Beautiful. Join us next time when we arrive in Klokkegarden, hike the majestic and daunting Rødøylova, and continue our voyage to the town of Bodø.